Hello everyone, I'm back today to do an update video on my Trek Emonda S4. Now I did an initial review several weeks ago of this bike, of my first impressions of it. As I said before, there's not a whole lot online about this bike, especially in video form. So I'm hoping to fill that gap for everyone that is interested in this bike. Now, after several weeks of riding, there are several things I really wanted to update you on. First of all, the gearing. The whole group set is Shimano Tiagra still. It's, of course, the stock. The shifting, it works well. It hasn't had too much problems on it yet. The one complaint I do have on it, though, is it's pretty loud. I don't know what exactly the problem is, whether the chain or something is, but it can be running in a pretty straight line, and just the whole drivetrain, especially the rear derailleur, and it might be the chain or something. Like I said, I haven't really looked at it too much. It just is kind of noisy. It's not a very quiet set, but it still shifts smoothly and works well. It will be needing an adjustment fairly soon, which is to be expected, but I do not believe that's what the noise is. The noise has been there the whole time. As far as the brakes go, online, if you read some reviews, people do have a complaint with the brakes. They do say they are slightly weak, that they would like a higher powered brake. Now, I'm coming from a 50-year-old road bike where the brakes are absolutely horrifically terrible on it. They still stop me, but you have to think way ahead to stop. The brakes, of course, on this are much better, but I can see how people are complaining about it. They really aren't too powerful when it comes down to it. When I'm riding in a group or something, I do get a little nervous that I won't be able to stop in time. You really have to pull on them to get your tires to slide or anything. Now, with that being said, they do work fine. And so far the rims have remained true and everything's working well still. The riding style, it is the H2 fit that Trek has, of course. And so far, so good. It's been comfortable. It's not too aggressive, but then again, it's not too laid back. And if I wanted to get it more aggressive, I could switch some of the spacers out. But as of yet, with a couple 100 miles on it so far, I haven't felt the need. Now, since my last video, I have since added a saddlebag that has a tube, compressed air to fill up the tube. I have an energy bar in there and several other things for my longer rides to keep me going. Now, as I said, I went over some of kind of the negative things of the bike, some of the things that weren't holding up so well. But there's so many more positives than the negatives on this bike. It's still definitely worth it for me to buy it. Now, I'm not complaining about the drivetrain too much. I can look at that myself. I can fix it. It's not a big deal. It works fine. It's just a little noisy, but I'm sure it's probably a simple fix to get that done. The bike overall rides so smoothly. Like I said earlier, I have several 100 miles on it so far, and I pretty much loved every mile. It just climbs so much better than what I'm used to. The carbon frame, even though it does not have Trek's dampening system for around the seat post, or even they just released maybe yesterday or the other day, they have it coming up front now too. I forget what the exact name is for it. It does not have that. It still rides really, really, really well. It really drowns out a lot of the road buzz, I guess would be a good word for it. It just, all the bumps, it smooths it out so much. And for that, that's so nice, especially on a longer ride. So this is kind of an update on my bike. If you have any questions or want to see anything more in depth, please comment below. I think I've tried to cover pretty much how everything's holding up, all the basic stuff. Like I said, rims are fine, brakes a little weak, but they stopped me just fine so far. I haven't had a chance to do it in the rain yet, which I'm not sure that I want to ride in the rain. It's the seat. There's a lot of reviews online about the seat. People complaining the seat's bad, they didn't like the seat. I can understand where they're coming from, but it's relatively a easy thing to replace. So far, it's been fine for me. I haven't had a problem with it. I've been in the seat for several hours at a time. It's not been an issue yet, not a big issue yet. Down the road, who knows? We'll see what happens. But so far, it's not on the top of the priority list of work to do on my bikes. Like I said, drivetrain, a little noisy, still works well. Frame is excellent. It's much more aerodynamic than I'm used to. Carbon fiber smooths everything out. and it looks good too. The paint job looks good. And the tires, they've been holding up just fine. They're just your normal tires. Been holding air just fine, and just whatever there. Shifters, all good there. And I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. Comment below if you have any questions or comments or anything. And thanks for watching.